Steve, if you could give a class, if you could do half an hour for adults on creativity, what would be the key thing you would teach them?
About how to have fun and doing things that they don't usually do. Would it be funny to see all the parents or all adults in here now making up dress-up dolls like we're doing?
Are you making dress-up dolls?
Yeah.
Isn't that embarrassing?
No.
Isn't that? You're not afraid of failing?
No.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Then what happens, do you think, to people as they get older? What happens to their creativity?
I think a lot, you hear so many people say, oh, I can't do this, or I don't do that, or I'm not this. Like, every step they take away from that childhood, they lose a little piece of that ability to try it. So, why? I think because they're afraid of how people will react to them, or they're shut down by it, or, a lot of times you see in kids they have kind of an attitude where they really want to be perfect, and it's hard. You can't be perfect. So if you are given tasks that are not open-ended, if there's one right answer or one way to make something, then it shuts down the creativity, and they're not allowed to try something new or try it this way or do it this way. So that limits a lot.
Okay, so you're saying the longer that we hang on to that ability to try things without fear of failure, or without trying to reach one outcome, the better our chances are of being creative.
Yeah.
Our teacher over here, what advice would you give to adults to be creative?
Find their young side and be fearless. Give it a go. Because kids are fearless. They press buttons and they're not worried about outcomes. As they get older, they start worrying about what happens when they do things.
So almost the peer pressure of adults and the fear of failure means that they lose their creativity?
Also standing out in a crowd, and being different.
How do you encourage children to bring out their creativity and to express themselves?
We tried to do lots of acting out. We did lots, and we did poetry. We acted out a lot of poems. And we have a speaker's corner over there.
How important do you think the power of story is for children?
Very important. Because it's the way you understand the world. It's the way you express yourself. I can remember things better when it's a story than when I just have facts to remember. And I think it's a magic that gets lost too soon in life. And I think if they don't have that grounding in their life, then it'll be difficult for them to reach that later.
If you were able to teach a corporate group of adults for 5 minutes and to encourage their creativity, what would you teach them?
I would teach them to ask questions. I would teach them to find all the things that that astound them, all the things that make them say, I wonder, all the things that inspire them and make them feel magic in their life.
They say, but I think it's learnt behaviour as we grow older. These guys just had chemistry and algebra tests, and they need to give me the right answer, not a creative answer. And as we get older, that's expected from society, that we need to be correct more than you're wrong. So the room for creativity is lost. My son was in year 1 and he went through a really colourful frog face, multicoloured, and the teacher said to him, no, frogs are green. So he got told not to do the thing he wanted to do. And I think as we get older, you get told, no, that's the answer to that question, no, that's the answer to this question, and it's what becomes expected of us.
So how important is it to be creative in work?
Well,
I mean, are you teaching them? Is school about teaching people to be correct or be creative?
Well, we have to have correct answers.
Yeah.
But we need creative solutions in life. But most things in life need creativity to be solved. You need to be creative to get things done, even in science and even in maths.
So even within the more what would be seen as less creative subjects, you still need to be creative.
I think so.
The subjects become more theoretical in nature, and they have to be more disciplined, and so it may to some extent seem to curb their creativity, but as I said, they still have to, when they apply their knowledge, think outside the box, and it's a different type of reasoning skills. They seem to become more mature with their creativity, if you like.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Are we going to put this on the news?
Oh, we might broadcast it to every adult in the world, I think. So that's why I want to find out, what would you say to them? Any last comments on being creative?